Dyke and the other woman, Mary Tyler Moore.
Right now, I'd like you to meet the other woman. Oh, don't worry. There's only one. And there's only one word to describe her. Cool. The lady has cool. A graduate of that calm and confident school. On the other hand, play a bolero or a tango. She'll go into a mad fandango. Aficionados say, ole, ole, ole. On the other hand, cat describes where she's at. To this kind of household pet, you never say scat. On the other hand, she has some hypnotic effect that makes your senses whirl. I'd call her a cool, hot, sly, exotic girl. On the other hand, pep is part of her rep. She's always the first to do the grooviest step. On the other hand, she's so aloof and so above it. She gives icicles, and we love it. She really knows our chart. We're masochists at heart. On the other hand, verb that's fun to observe suggests that she's 90 proof in every curve. On the other hand, if I claim she isn't a mystery, I would be a churl. I guess she's a gay, board clear, inscrutable girl. On the other hand, youth, all innocent truth. I hope that she stays that way forever, forsooth. On the other hand, give her an ermine round her bodice. She could pass for a genuine goddess. She won't take no sass. The lady's fraught with class. On the other hand, wow! Just look at her now. I wonder how much of this the law will allow. On the other hand, she never dug Stalin, never dug Trotsky. Still, she can do a hot Kazatsky. How can I describe this priceless pearl? She's simply a cool, hot, sly, exotic, gay, board clear, inscrutable, sweet, grand, wow, red-blooded girl. Well, you're welcome for the welcome. We'd like to welcome you to Dick Van Dyke and the other woman. You just want to explain that?
Maybe so.
Yeah, I've worked with a lot of wonderful actresses, but, after doing a series together for 5 years, well, Mary just kind of holds a special place in my heart.
With his wife's approval.
Yes, ma'am, right. Normally that phrase, the other woman, implies a relationship between two people which might be considered unsavory.
Yeah.
But, of course, relationship between Mary and myself is of course, completely savory.
Completely. Actually, when we were doing the series, people thought we were married.
Oh, boy, so much so that I often had trouble checking into a hotel with my real wife, Margie.
And I had trouble checking into a hotel with my real husband, Grant.
And Margie and Grant had trouble checking in anyway. Mary and I have really been looking forward to getting together again, and we really had a wonderful reunion.
It was just 2 weeks ago, on the very first day of rehearsal. And we thought that you just might like to see it, so we had a man there with a camera.
Yeah, there's Mary walking in the building. There's me walking in the building. And there's both of us walking in the building. We haven't seen each other yet. There it is. We've seen each other.
Just trying to cope with everyday life, winning the bread, wooing the wife. A man can be driven to drink, or the brink, or the clink, or the shrink.
There's always Dear Abby, I suppose. But fortunately, we've been spared all of those. Because doing a TV series has answered almost all of life's little queries.
It confirmed what we always knew. What Confucius said was true. Life is like a situation comedy, a series of incidents that happen every day. Life is like a situation comedy, the trivial things that make your hair start turning gray. But we were very lucky in the parts we had to play.
They taught us how to handle life the sane and sober way.
So nights at home were nothing but a rerun of the day. A comedy. That's life. Now, problems between married couples fall into three basic categories overall:
People
places,
and the ever popular things.
this is right over here,
Dad, can you help me with my homework?
oh, not now, son. Daddy's busy.
Oh, gee.
Mr. Busy.
Huh?
How come Mr. Busy never has time for his own son?
What do you mean? I spend a lot of time with my son.
Ha ha.
What?
Ha ha ha.
That's what I thought you meant.
All right, when was the last time you took your son anywhere?
Just so happens he spent the whole day at my office last week.
While you spent the whole day on the golf course.
Honey, come on, let's don't fight. Look, I'll throw out the garbage and then we'll go to the movies, okay?
Good. What are you doing?
I want to throw out this junk.
Junk? Darling, it may not look like much to you, but this just might be an original Meyer.
A what?
You've heard of the Morris chair.
Yeah?
Well, Meyer was the man who taught Morris.
Who told you that?
The man at the auction gallery.
Man at the auction gallery. Well, 5, 10, 15. Do I hear 15? 20, 25, 35, 40, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 65, 70, 70, 75, 75.
105!
Sold.
That's exactly the way it happened. Life is like situation comedy, a series of incidents that happen every day. Life is like darling, are you going to play golf?
Where'd you get that idea?
Well, you have the golf bag with the clubs in it on your back, and of course the shoes with the funny bumps on the bottom.
I can see where you might get that idea that I'm right. You playing golf. Actually, honey, what I'm doing here is getting into condition to clean the garage. You remember you asked me to clean the garage?
Oh, yes, I remember.
Well, that's what I was doing. I was simply exercising by picking it up, putting it down, picking it up, putting it down, like that. And you just have to catch me while I was picking it up. And now I'm putting it down. And now I'm going to go take a nap.
You're going to take a nap?
Yeah, I am. I'm so embarrassed by that explanation. I'm going to go to my room. I'm going to take a nap.
Ah, good, darling.
Yeah. You see, the reason she agreed for me to take a nap was that the average American nap takes about an hour, 14 minutes. The average American golf game takes about 4 hours and 34 minutes. So the nap was a good compromise, see?
Because when he wakes up, he still has time to clean out the garage.
That's right. A door. When do we ever have problems with a door?
Well, I don't know. It doesn't really seem a door could cause a problem.
Oh. That's the problem.
The mother-in-law.
Your mother was always a problem.
Darling, that's not my mother. That's your mother.
That's not my mother, honey. I know my mother. My mother's younger than that lady.
Are you trying to say that my mother isn't young and pretty?
Now, there's a way of handling this so it doesn't lead to trouble, see? Honey, young and pretty don't necessarily go together in the same mother or in the same any other person, or vice versa.
That wasn't the way.
It wasn't.
Dad, can you help me with my homework now?
No, son, I can't. I'm sorry. Mom and Daddy are going to the theater. I know what. Grandma will help you.
Darling, could you help me a minute?
Sure.
Which dress should I wear tonight, the print or the stripe?
Oh, boy, I don't know. They're both pretty.
Well, which one do you like?
The stripe.
How come you don't like the print?
Well, I do. I love it.
Well, then why'd you say to wear the stripe?
Well, I love that, too. I don't think it does make any difference.
You don't care what dress I wear?
Honey, I got it. I'll wear the stripe and you wear the print.
Then you do like the print better.
Life is like a situation comedy. A series of incidents that happen every day. Life is like a situation comedy. The trivial things that make your hair start turning gray. Stripes or prints or prints or stripes, who cares the way she's dressed? They sure know how to put a fella's patience to the test. But then the fun of making up makes up for all the rest. Pretty good seats, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess so. It took me 6 months to get these tickets. And the Times says this is an artistic triumph, too.
Well, to me, there's just nothing artistic about Hamlet and the nude.
Well, you just never liked Shakespeare anyway. Well, you get a load of Ophelia here.
I'm leaving.
Huh? Oh, honey, so what?
Leaving!
Why did you tell her to wear the stripe? Honey! Honey! I wonder if this is something I ought to know about. Happy anniversary with love. Have I forgotten our anniversary? Oh, no. Oh, am I in trouble? I'll never get out of this one.
Oh, darling, listen, I can explain. It wasn't really my fault. See, I was driving along and there was this loud, terrible music on the radio and I wanted to turn it off.
Yeah. That's one way to do it. You should have really used that little knob.
Aren't you going to yell at me?
What? Yell at you on our anniversary? Are you kidding? Gee, I was disappointed, though. I was hoping we could drive up to the country lodge for a little anniversary dinner just the two of us together.
It's not our anniversary.
Then what's that over
That's
there?
from my parents. Don't you even know what our anniversary is?
Don't you even know how to drive a car?
Life is like
A situation comedy. A series of incidents that happen every day. Life is like a situation comedy. The trivial things that make your hair start turning gray. Now here's a trivial item that can really cause trouble.
Oh, yes.
It comes in a variety of sizes and shapes and colors.
Usually bleached.
Yes. She could be your wife's homely ex-roommate. She could be your funny-looking old ex-girlfriend. She could be, the boss's ugly daughter who's been away at school. Or she could be...
Dick, who is she?
Who?
This one.
Oh, her. Mary, this young lady is the sponsor's niece. The sponsor's funny-looking niece. You know, he asked me for the tickets. What could I do? You don't understand. I couldn't... Like a situation comedy.
Who is she?
One of the incidents that happen every day. Life is like a situation comedy. The trivial things that make your hair start turning gray. Sometimes the situation's sweet, sometimes it's kind of sour. But if you laugh a lot and really use your funny power, we've learned that you can solve most anything in half an hour. A comedy. A situation comedy.
Hey,
Domestic situation comedy.
Who is she?
That's right.
Sleigh bells. song, The Shin Bone's Connected to the Knee Bone?
Yeah?
It isn't anymore.
How'd you do it?
100-meter ski jump?
Did you go off that?
No, some guy did. He fell right on me. How about you?
Oh, I did it getting out of my car.
Certainly ruined your weekend, didn't it?
It's a weekend. I've been here a month.
A month?
Yeah, I got a Volkswagen. I can't fit my leg back inside. Oh.
Boy, they sure are having fun out there, aren't they?
Sure are.
Poor us stuck in here. Oh, look.
It'll be sore tomorrow.
Look.
That helped this morning.
We're going to have company, I think.
Ooh. What?
Why, the fastest doctor in these here mountains. Boy,
This isn't one happy-looking group.
Yeah.
hey, everybody like to play charades? Okay. Want to sing college songs? How about dancing?
Dancing.
I told him not to do that.
You know what you are? You're a troublemaker.
Hey, you want to write something rotten like that on my casket?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Well, sign it anyway.
Okay.
Mary Tyler Moo.
I ran out of space. You're gonna have to break the toe part.
Off.
That's a good idea.
Teeth on edge. Ooh, that's like fingernails on a blackboard to me. Ooh, that's good. I itch. Wait, want some coffee?
Yeah, I'd love some. And we have some chocolate cake.
Yeah, only trouble is we haven't got any milk.
Well, drink it with your coffee. It's fine.
Chocolate, cake, and coffee? That's milk cake.
It's fine with the coffee.
Oh, look, what do you know? What do you drink with peanut butter and jelly?
Soda.
Blah.
Anyway, we shouldn't be eating because we're going to have a big party after the show.
Right. What are we gonna have, huh?
The menu is something to sing about now.
What are we gonna have? What are we gonna have, huh?
Bloody Marys and blue champagne.
What are we gonna have? What are we gonna have?
How about a few old fashions coming through the ride?
What are we gonna have?
Rum and Coca-Cola, old buttermilk sky,
I'm keeping my eye peeled on you.
and cocktails for 2 or 3 or 4.
Let's eat.
Shrimp boats are a-coming, their tails are in sight. Shrimp boats will be on the menu tonight.
A salad of mangoes, papayas, tangerine.
But we have no bananas. I want animal crackers in my soup.
Soup and sandwich.
Who threw the overalls in Mrs. Murphy's chowder?
Boola, 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 boola. Give me a boola, boola, boola.
A bowl of boola boo, a bowl of boola boo, sing and roll a bowl of boola boola. I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts.
That's dessert.
Oh, jambalaya, a crawfish pie, and a filet gumbo.
The way you eat, I'm surprised that you don't look like Jumbo.
All that meat, no potatoes. All that meat and no potatoes.
Potatoes are cheaper. Now's the time to cook a stew. Mama don't want no peas, no rice, no coconut oil. Mama don't want no peas, no rice, no coconut oil.
Well, what do we care what Mama don't allow? Gonna eat our soul food anyhow. Won't you come with me to Alabama? Black-eyed peas and candied yam. They're frying eggs and baked ham. And that's what I like about the South.
Ooh, if there's one thing I can't stand, it's a noisy eater.
You fly an apple pen. Daddy makes your eyes light up. Yeah, your stomach say.
Please lend your little ear to my plea.
Crisp apple strudel.
Schnitzel mit Nudeln.
Half an egg roll.
Have a spare rib.
Half a little egg bouillon and mushy pork.
If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake.
Let's have another cup of coffee. And let's have another piece of pie.
Today it's hot cross buns. Special today. Today we're having a bakery sale. The merchandise is a little stale. The Easter business was slow as a snail. Hot cross buns.
The Easter business was slow as a snail for
Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Rock,
Hoorah, hoorah.
can't you just pick
Baked
me
Alaska
up?
and the Charlotte Russe, caramel custard and the chocolate mousse, cherry cobbler. I could live on dessert.
Did you bring the pickles?
Did you bring the mustard?
Did you bring the peanuts?
Did you bring the beer and pretzels too?
Check. Peanuts.
Pickles,
Hot dogs.
mustard, does that go with frozen custard food?
Glorious food.
We're anxious to try it. 3 banquets a day. Oops, there goes our diet. Can't wait until party time when we can get stewed on food. Magical food, wonderful food, marvelous food, fabulous food, beautiful food, glorious food. Your mother-in-law's coming. Is he gone?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's gone. Come on, let's get out of here.
I want to get out of here. I waited all my life to become a bride.
Hey, look, just because we're stuck on the same cake, don't get any ideas about me and being a groom. I want it to be a cowboy. I want a birthday cake.
What's wrong with being a groom?
Because it's for sissies, that's why. Look at that hat. Do you call that a hat? That's not a hat. That's a hat over there. The cowboy, see it? On Happy Birthday, Gerald? Look at that cake. Horses and corrals and ropes and guns. Boy, that looks like a fun cake over there. You You know something, lady? This is a boring cake. Shower's over there.
Well, so do I.
What's the matter?
Oh, just leave me alone.
What do you quit, Dad? You'll melt your face.
Oh, lots you care. All my life I've dreamed of being on a wedding cake with a handsome groom. And I get stuck with a Hopalong Cassidy.
All right, look, you don't have to worry about being stuck with me because I'm leaving.
The baker's coming back.
No, I'm stuck. Fudge. I'm gonna be a groom.
That's too bad. Isn't it beautiful?
Look, there's nothing beautiful about an operation.
An operation?
Yeah, this is a happiness transplant. They remove it from the groom and they give it to the bride.
He looks very happy to me.
That happens to be the bride's father. The groom is over there banging his head on the table.
Oh, why don't you just dry up?
What are you so mad about?
Well, for one thing, when the minister said, "I now pronounce you man and wife," you didn't have to go. What are you gonna do?
Got a little message for the groom.
Hey, dummy, before you kiss her again, you better get a rabies shot.
And a leash.
Back here.
I want to have a little fun. That's all, a little fun. Hey, that's not bad. You like that music? Come on, let's dance. Come on.
Oh, why would you want to dance with me anyway?
Because you're the only one here my size. That's all.
No, thank you.
Come on, I'm good at this.
You better laugh fast. I'm sinking.
Well, what should I do?
Where you got rope up there? Why? Go down and punch me?
Give me your hand.
Okay. Oh, look at me. I must look terrible.
Well, actually, you look crummy.
Well, doesn't make any difference anymore. You know what's going to happen in a few minutes? They're going to sing "The Bride Cuts the Cake." She's going to take a bite out of you, and she's going to take a bite out of me. So
They don't eat us.
somebody's going to eat us.
No. They put the whole top of the cake in the freezer, and then they take it out once a year on their anniversary.
In a freezer?
Yeah. And actually, you're going to be a lot colder than I will.
Why is that?
Well, they say that women have an extra layer of fat, and it keeps them warm.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I kind of like the way yours is attached.
Thank you. Just, what do you think you're doing?
You're not gonna keep that layer of fat to yourself, are you?
Well, just a minute. I think we better get one thing straight. I don't believe in premarital fat layer sharing.
There's no, of course, unless we,
You got it, Ace.
I guess maybe we ought to.
Oh, darling, I thought you'd never ask.
Happy anniversary. After all these years, I'm so happy for you.
Isn't it romantic?
Boy, if that isn't just like a woman. You spent half your life standing next to a frozen pot roast, and she thinks it's romantic.
Well, I just think it's the nicest party they've ever had. Just think, 25 years.
Is that how long I've had this cold? Thanks.
Of course, it were the 2 years we spent in the break front.
Well, we'd still be there if you didn't start attracting ants.
Why is it always my fault? I give you the best 25 years of my life, and all you ever do is complain.
Who's complaining?
Well, you certainly don't seem very happy.
I'm happy. I am happy.
something.
What?
Do you love me?
What?
Do you love me?
Do I? What?
Do you love me?
Do I love her?
Well, do you?
I'm thinking. You know what I'd really love? I'd love to find a way to get rid of this cold.
Do you love me?
Do I love her?
The first time I met you was on our wedding day. I was scared, I was shy, I was nervous.
Well, so was I. I wanted to be a cowboy.
But my father and my mother said we'd learn to love each other. So now I'm asking, do you love me?
You're my wife.
I know. But do you love me?
For 25 years I lived with her, fought with her, starved with her.
25 years, my bed is his.
If that's not love, what is?
Then you love me.
I suppose I do.
And I suppose I love you too. It doesn't change a thing, but even so, after 25 years, it's nice to know.
You know, for 5 years, this was about the most important piece of furniture in my life. Every Thursday morning, every week, the Van Dyke Show would start right at this table when we read the script. And everybody would show up for that. It'd be Annie Gilbert and Jerry Paris, the next door neighbors, and Larry Matthews, Mary, Rosie, Maury. Of course, Richard Deacon sat right here next to Maury, so Maury could practice his Baldy jokes. Sheldon Leonard would be here, Carl Reiner. The chief Baldy would sit down at the table there, the head. Oh, you know, right over here's some furniture that you might recognize, little boy. This is the writer's office of the Alan Brady Show. Wish I had a nickel for every hour I spent in here. As a matter of fact, maybe I do. Oh, we had a lot of fun. Rosie, Maury, the old dartboard. There, I hit it. Used to be able to hit it. There are a lot of great jokes done in this room. Some of them even got on the air, too. Oh, there was nobody better with a joke than Buddy and Sally.
Good morning, gang. I'm not part of your gang.
Hey, Robbie doesn't believe he's mad.
Well, I brought a little peace offering. There you are, all for you, Mrs. Jelly's Donuts. They're all yours.
You think I'm gonna open that box?
Buddy, I told you last night I'm not going to do anything. Honest, I mean it.
I don't believe you.
All right. Sal, what are those?
Jelly donuts.
Now, they look like jelly donuts, but they're probably full of Chinese mustard.
Oh, boy. All right, I'll prove it to you. Delicious?
Sure, that's the good one. The other two got the poison in them.
Sal, would you test one for the king, please?
Going off my diet for you, but okay. Very good.
There.
Yeah, those two are all right. That's the one.
Boy, oh, boy. All right, see? Delicious. Now, am I your friend?
What kind of a friend are you? Bring me 3 jelly donuts and you eat them yourself.
5 o'clock. Time to go home. And actually, the way the sets were really laid out, it wasn't much of a trip. Here's the old Petrie living room. Kind of a strange feeling. Kind of like going back to your old neighborhood. You know, everything's changed, yet it's still kind of the same. Like this closet. I got locked in this closet one time. I think Richie hid in it once, and once I think I even hung a coat up in it. Probably the craziest thing that ever happened with this closet. I had a dream that the earth was being taken over by walnuts, and I opened the door, and about 25,000 walnuts came rolling out. This closet might really play tricks on you. And the sofa. I don't think there's a psychiatrist's couch in the whole world that had more problems worked out on it than this sofa. That's one of the problems right there.
Rob, are you all right?
Huh?
Are you all right?
Yeah, you had me wondering. Oh, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Did walnuts come out of that closet?
Walnuts?
Yeah? You know, Mary and I have been reminiscing so much for the past 2 weeks, how much fun we had on the series and everything. I think the two most overworked words have been remember and when. Every 5 minutes somebody say, remember this, remember when this, remember that.
And one of the things we remembered when we were remembering when was a piece of film that was never shown on the air. We're going to show you that film in just a second.
The film we were talking about is from a show where Rob was in a movie, and he got fired because he couldn't play the love scene with the girl. And he had to come home and tell Laura about it. He's very upset and embarrassed. And it was a kind of a tough scene to do, and we were discussing it, and we realized how much luckier women are than men, because at a time like that, women are allowed to cry, and men aren't.
So after we did the scene the regular way, we did it again, the way Dick would like to have played it. You gotta see this.
Hi.
Hi. Mill, I'll call you back. Marcello's home. What are you doing here?
What does it look like I'm doing?
Looks like you're having cookies and milk.
What took you so long? Where you been?
Well, I did some shopping. I didn't think you'd... You finished already?
Well, not already. Completely.
What happened?
Well, Mr. Merkel, I have...
You didn't improve a lot, huh?
No. He kept insisting that I do it right.
He fired you?
Well, no, he didn't. Not complete. I still get to fix the script.
What?
Well, I still get to fix the script.
Oh, darling, don't feel too badly.
Well, I can't help it. I mean, what hurt so much, I never thought of myself as a great actor or anything like that, but he said I couldn't even kiss.
Hey, darling, you know what we ought to do? Let's just forget all about this and go away and have a nice romantic weekend.
How can I have a nice weekend when I'm a lousy kiss? It's no use. It's no use. I know you. You've been carrying me all these years.
Oh, I hate to see a man cry, especially when he does it so well.
Hey, I got another remember when.
What?
You remember when I said I'd like you to come on my special?
Mm-hmm.
And you said, how long was it? And I said, an hour?
Yeah?
Well, it's up.
Oh.